Let's see if it's picking up now. I think it should be. Yeah, okay, there we go. There we go. Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? I had the audio on my recording track, so it didn't pick up, but you know, whatever. I don't stream very often. So I'll use that as an excuse. Does the audio sound good? Like the audio levels? Is the game too loud? It's good. I mean, it gets weirder when you get into battles, so I'll just adjust if I need to. Yeah. Well, this is all very exciting, isn't it? I've been waiting for this Walpurgisnacht for a while. And now I'm doing it when there are more people here to watch me do it and gamble. Because we all love gambling. My rolls shall be blessed. Alright. I've already looked at these online. They look good, probably. I didn't really read them because I didn't... It was too much words. There were too many words, I couldn't. How many pulls? I have this many pulls, and I think one ticket that everyone got or something. I haven't really been playing the game very much. Is the thing, so I have the rolls that I have. I want Rodion. If I get Rodion, I'll be happy. Because she looks very, very good. And she has, like, Ruina levels of passives. Because why not, right? Yeah, we're just gonna get right into it. We're gonna get into what we're all here for. Which is the gambling. So we're just gonna go. That's not looking good. My gacha luck has been terrible, by the way. I've been playing Uma Musume, and I've been getting, like, nothing. Oh, never mind. Well, there we go. Okay, then. Well, I don't need to pull anymore. My gacha luck came around! Well, I don't need to do anything anymore. Stream's over. This is so funny. This is the exact same thing that happened the last Walpurgisnacht. Because I wanted Magic Bullet, the Ego, and I got it on the first pull, because I guess, yeah. Streamer luck. But now people saw it happen. Last time nobody was watching. Well, we're just gonna keep pulling, obviously. Because why wouldn't I? But that's really funny. What if I get everything in, like, the first two pulls? That would be awesome. Okay. Fuck off. I'm just gonna gamble everything. I have no reason to save this. I know that, Arknight's collab is coming, but I have disposable income. Technically. I already have regret. I don't need regret again. Okay, this is definitely gonna be... This is definitely gonna be Dawn, right? This is definitely gonna be Dawn. Well, I also wanted that. So that's awesome. Now I have a third announcer. Now I have a third announcer that I'm actually gonna use. Okay. Good. Green. We love to see green. We hate to see it. My savings. My savings. My money. More. It never stops. Okay, well that's not the right kind of green. That's hook office. But we love gambling. We love doing this kind of stuff. This is what we live for, right? Grind never ends. This is also what happened on my first time. I got Magic Bullet and then I didn't get full stop until like the last pull. So that would be funny if that happens again. The game is designed to bait me. It's the masturbator. Oh my god. Where's Dawn? Where's Dawn? Okay. I don't think we're gonna get Dawn. Never mind. We're gonna get Dawn. That's an ego, right? That's an ego. Oh my god, we're getting both of them right here. We're getting both of them right here. I can feel it in my bones, because I can literally not get any other Walpurgisnacht ego. So that has to be Magical Dawn. Let's go slow. Let's go a tease. We're gonna tease. We're gonna do a little bit of teasing here. I'm gonna edge. I did say I was the masturbator like 2 seconds ago. I don't know, guys. Could this be Dawn? Could this be Dawn? Could this be Dawn right here? I'm gonna kill myself, actually. Why Rodion? Okay. She wanted to make a cameo. Alright, well, we know this is gonna be the ego. Never mind. Fuck off. Ew! That's fucking disgusting. Alright, give me Dawn at least. Okay. Well, whatever. It's a Dawn. That's a Dawn. That's a Dawn, technically. Wrong one, but you know, whatever. Alright, you know what that means. Support. Who's got the magical girl with the ego? On the bench. Okay, well that'll probably do. I mean, I think a lot of people are gonna have her right now. So I don't even think that's a question that needs... Oh, okay, I need to level her up though. Wait, why am I putting her on this team? This does not seem like the team she should be on. Sinking. We love sinking. God damn it. I don't have the stuff.
나는 맞설 거야. 내게서 추출한 눈물과 별자리를 가지고.
Alright, we're gonna read this.
그렇지 않던 간에 난 관리자님의 명령을 수행해야만 하니까.
We're gonna read this. Clack, clack. I'm seeing a question in chat. I'm not going to answer it. I'm not going to answer that question, actually. I'm keeping my silence. No, not that. You can add me if you want. I'm just probably not going to accept it. But you can... Clack, clack. The child's footsteps alone exude a crushing sense of melancholy. I would add people, but I also would like to know which of the friends I have are my friends, you know? And not just you guys. Not that you guys aren't my friends, I'm very parasocial like that. But you know. My real friends. The child's footsteps alone exude a crushing sense of melancholy. Every step insidiously seems to convey these distracting thoughts and palpable dissatisfaction to the very hallways of the welfare team. Lei Heng Gaming. I do have Lei Heng. After like 1,000 pulls. This sensation became even more blatant, more invasive, when she passes the once familiar and frequented containment unit. Why wasn't I chosen? Why didn't you choose me? Conveys the resentful heart. Hey, Miss Rodion, another busy day, huh? Shut the fuck up, Miss Rodion. Hey, sorry, I was thinking about something. Ha 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 ha. Are you sure you're okay? I heard you've been pulling a lot of all-nighters lately. I guess I really do look that tired, huh? Yeah, the manager's been assigning me to so many containment units recently. Oh man, maybe you should talk to Mr. Hesed about this. I love Hesed. I mean, it kind of doesn't make sense for them to be so neglectful of a welfare team employee's welfare, right? Haha. That's a reference to Lobotomy Corporation. Even the Sephiroth have to answer to someone, you know. It's entirely up to the manager to decide which abnormality we get to work on. That's true. I've got the opposite problem. I kept getting assigned to the same abnormality over and over again, and it wasn't even that interesting. Most of the time she just doesn't say anything or just whines and moans. I'm usually the one who has to talk. And whenever she did say something, it just never made any sense, you know? Saying stuff like she used to be a... Oh yeah, right. Are you headed to manage 00173 again? No, ever since the abnormality gave me something, I don't know, the manager's not been assigning me any management tasks. I'm not complaining since I've been really tired as of late, but I just hope I'm not getting intentionally excluded from work. Haha, wanna swap schedules with me then? Oh, I can't possibly. You're the team's model employee, Miss Rodion. I couldn't even dream of surviving your packed schedule. I'm just not good enough for that. Oh, sorry, I'd love to sit here and talk, but I really gotta get going now, so... Yeah. Then go. Good luck with your day, too. The child stares blankly in the employee's general direction as he slowly walks away. She wasn't looking at the employee. It's that floating thing above his head. Is that actually visible? That's hilarious. I didn't think that would actually be visible. As a sigil, a gift from an abnormality. It's the blessing. The blessing of a proud knight bestowed upon those she promises to protect. The blessing can provide highly effective protection. Yeah, well, I thought that was just like a cognition filter thing, you know? The blessing can provide highly effective protection for the employee in battles against abnormalities or ordeals, but those are insignificant details for the child. All that matters is that she wasn't chosen. What's so better about him than her, anyway? What'd he do better than her to deserve this? Her mind, captured by a sense of inferiority, spirals endlessly with question after question of this nature. I gotta keep it real with you. As someone who has played Lobotomy Corporation, I think the manager just picked the first guy. Or he just forgot. He was just like, okay, someone go work on... Oh yeah, you get the blessing from that. I forgot. Okay, well, this guy can't work anymore. That seems like a much more realistic scenario. So she glares at him like she's trying to bore a hole into him. This child was transferred from a different team to the welfare team when it first opened. The reasoning behind the manager's decision was clear. A new WAV risk level abnormality had appeared, the Night of Despair. To manage 00173, an employee of sufficient competency was needed. And she was indeed quite competent. It has been a while since her employment began. And the sheer fact that she was still alive was proof enough of her value. Thus, she became the first employee to manage 00173. There were positives to this decision to pair them together. The abnormality's ego gear was quite good, and it was a rather easy abnormality for the child to handle. However, the downside was that the reason this child found it easy to handle this particularly reticent humanoid abnormality 00773 was that she felt free to share all of her thoughts with it. And that led to her developing this idea that they were kindred souls. That they were friends. Imagine being her deprived of the blessing, the very token of that friendship. Imagine watching that very token being given to someone else entirely. Maybe she simply spent too much time in that ego gear. She's parasocial, just like me. Enough to have her senses corroded by that cold, depressing sensation. That would have been better than whatever this was. Because the child would never have had to feel the sense of betrayal toward that abnormality. The manager's decision, however, was quite precisely made. The child, who was quite exceptional, did not need the blessing. It was better given to a still fledgling employee to improve his chance of survival early on in his career. Which is why he constantly assigned the child to different abnormalities, to prevent her from gaining the blessing. That's a very bad manager, because you can't, if it's a fledgling employee, then he can't work with any more abnormalities after that, so he can't become a not fledgling employee. You give the blessing to someone who doesn't need to work with a lot of abnormalities. This manager sucks ass. Which is hilarious, because I was saying before this, if we actually have to fight the Night of Despair in the story mode, this is the worst manager in any timeline. This is like the timeline with the worst manager. Because how the fuck do you make Night of Despair break out? That's like the easiest thing to not do. And yet he failed. He knows. He already knows everything there is to know about this abnormality even before he assigns it to a containment unit. Well, let's continue on. That detail is not of much importance anyway. What matters is that there was no way for the manager to explain his thought process to the child. They were having an off day. The other employee, much less competent than the child, ended up a cold, dead corpse in the merciless conditions of this company. Been a while. And when the abnormality escaped the hollow cry that she still sought to protect someone broken, it encountered an employee with an icy glare. No, her old friend. Hold on. I recognize that cry. That's my girl. You've become so twisted that you can't even return my greeting. More of that boring old useless self-loathing over failing to protect that kid, isn't it? That's just what you are. What you do, after all. So why didn't you just choose me? I wouldn't have gone out like that kid did. Not that pointlessly, anyway. A wailing cry tears across the very space itself. A reply or an expression of wrath stung by her words? The floating blades soon gather around her. Gonna skewer me with your sharpened swords, huh? The child raised her own blade in preparation. The same blade as the ones floating about the abnormality. Still, it hurts me deep inside that you did not choose me. But I realize that I can't mope around forever. I'm busy as hell. Got plenty of employees I've got to protect. A whole bunch of rookies just got hired, you know. The upper layer's doing even worse. Miss Malkuth's finally about to snap from the crushing workload, apparently. They say that she's been acting stranger and stranger as of late. So I've got to get up there and help him out. I don't have any more time to waste messing around with you. The child bites her lower lip, determined, and assumes a fighting stance. Sure, I don't even have a smidge of pride left. Not true, on your skill 3 you have pride. But that doesn't stop the burden on my shoulders from growing, does it? So I'm going to live up to that responsibility, at least. Let's go home. Number. The child will probably survive the suppression effort. She'll succeed at it too. But her suffering will continue, and the sense of gloom will eat her alive. Her unusually high level of attunement with the ego gear makes her stronger, but allows for deeper corrosion. And the longer she wears it, the more resonant the abnormality's voice shall become in her head, torturing her. It is inevitable, even still. The government name. She will work herself to the bone and fight on to take responsibility for the tasks that are given to her. Because that, in her mind, is the only way for her to be chosen, if such a thing even happens. Fitting, isn't she? Her distorted thoughts, they fit this cold, cold corporation so well. Hoo-hoo, my name is Carmen, and I am very not evil at all. I am very not evil. Cool, now I just... Oh my god, bruh. Who's probably not getting anything for a while? Well, actually, I only need 50 of those, so... I'll use up these just so I'm rid of them. Alright, and then... I guess... Well, we're gonna get boxes.
잘 됐네.
잠든 자들에게는 기꺼이 꽃 한 송이.
Should probably be enough.
쉬기나 하자고.
Yep. Cool. Gaming. I'm very excited for this. This is gonna be huge. This is gonna be huge. Okay. Who do I not give a shit about?
복지팀의 협조가 필요한 거지.
You.
복지팀의 협조가
You.
열 사냥감을
불청객을 맞이할 시간인가 보군요.
Yeah.
다음 오창까지는
That
돌아오겠습니다.
probably works. Oh, we're here. I forgot that we would be here. How's the taste? Said they brewed it with the tea leaves Sichun gave us, right? It's called Baihaus. Okay. Excuse my pronunciation. That, or something, I think. It's a nice cup of tea that goes down easily. Not as good as... How do you say that? Sippin. Sirens, though. I'm just gonna say it like everybody else says it on Project Moon. If nobody cares about pronunciation, why should I? Yeah? Cool winds of Dongguanyan blow. Cool wind of Dongguanyan blows under this pavilion. Now that we've survived another huge incident, I was planning to hold some consultation sessions with the sinners like I always do. But I wasn't sure when Mephistopheles was coming back, so I decided to conduct them outdoors. Excuse me. Well, a change of scenery can be nice from time to time. As much as I'd love to be a part of that discussion, this thing didn't come with a mouth. Ho ho ho! That must be a sore spot, Dante. You've expressed that feeling before, remember? Whenever we were snacking together, you'd say things like that. You gave up the complimentary foods from the warp train to Rhodia too. And You must have been curious of its taste back then. Well, you know, it's not all bad. I think I'd feel regret and sadness. It's kind of tragic, almost. Ever since Honglu severed the cycle that bound the hierarchs of Daguanyan and sealed the Shanren in their temple, he's been making a lot of expressions that I hadn't seen before. His sprite sheet got promoted. Moreover, lately, I've been getting this impression that he's actively been trying to express his feelings and thoughts, even for things his past self would have simply accepted as is. Like an old dam breaking, its fresh spring water surging to freedom. I can't give you a mouth, but you can trust me to give you a very detailed explanation of flavors, so feel free to ask me anytime. Yeah, thanks. Where does Dante actually get his fuel? Get their fuel. Where does Dante get their fuel from? Like, they have to consume something, right? Surely. And honestly, I think that's a good thing. Especially because, more so than anything, I could sense that Honglu was gently enjoying these moments. I mean, you say kidding, but it could honestly be Enkephalin. I feel like that's a relatively reasonable explanation, but it's probably just the Golden Bough. It's probably the Golden Bough. I think I can safely mark him down as experiencing very positive changes in my consultation notes. Though I'm not sure if any of that will get through to you, given that you probably don't even remember the taste of food anyway. Let me change that to started on a path to achieving some very positive changes. Excuse me, manager! That's when Sinclair suddenly rushed up to us on the pavilion. What's going on? I know you're in the middle of a consultation, but there's this huge, big house truck by the entrance that's... The point is, I think you might have to come to see this! Oi, clockhead. Is that... The truck was indeed massive. It certainly did live up to all that fuss Sinclair kicked up. But... ain't that something, huh? It didn't seem to me that the other sinners were all that concerned about it. Bloody hell, mate. Is everything okay here? Hope it's not another attack on the Daguanyan. No, it ain't. Well, we did suspect that at first, but it's alright. It's alright, mate. No, that's not Sinclair. I saw Sinclair in the chat and I immediately activated. It's because no one on the bus knows how to observe. It's all about the details, get it? Look, it's right there. The company logo. Where? Seriously? It's right there. In that corner over there. No, okay, I'm gonna stop. Ishmael pointed at something on the vehicle, irritation clear in her voice. I stared really hard at whatever she was pointing at. Limbus Company! I managed to find Limbus Company's logo painted on the bus. I guess she doesn't need glasses. Oi, mate. Oi, mate. I'm Australian Heathcliff, mate. Let's go for a pint with the boys, eh? A cold one with the boys. Hurry! I don't fucking know. I can't do accents. I'm just a poor... They were this close to chopping that truck into a million pieces when I pointed that out. Gotta say, I'm impressed you even managed to make out what that is. It doesn't look like anything other than a smudge to me. I guess eyesight's really the first thing that goes with age. You're 36 years old, Gregor. Come on now. I mean, it's kind of their fault for making it so small and inconspicuous, you know. That's because it's not a public-facing vehicle. Sod walked into our circle, dusting her hands and brushing past a few disgruntled words. This is a research vehicle used by the LCE department. You've used this one before, remember? Extrapolating from the material and the color of the truck's cover panel, it can be determined that this is the same transportation device used for regular checkup. Right on! Ever since you used it safely to arrive at LCE, we've been using it to move the LCC base around. Hang on. Does that mean we've got... Does that mean we were your guinea pigs? And guess what? Just today, when we opened the truck to transport a different team... Oi! Don't ignore me! I'm gonna fucking bash your head in! I'm gonna bash your skull in, mate! I'm Australian Heathcliff! Instead of answering Heathcliff's question, Sod walked up to the truck and swung open its rear doors. In it, we saw the same mess of machines we saw back then, and... hey, this light. The now familiar green light. I see. Sod, has there been any further modifications to this vehicle since then? Well, I'm not certain on the details, but LC's chief research... Hohenheim. Yes, him. Are you too well acquainted? Not very well, but I do make an effort to remember his minor yet numerous mistakes. She sounds oddly happy. Anyways, according to the research report he gave us, the vehicle's been modified to allow for universal use across other departments of Limbus Company. LCB's bus, Mephistopheles, right? The report said something about using the back door of that bus as a reference to equip this vehicle with various functions, and... I got Queen of Despair. I got Knight of Despair Rodion, and that was it. But that is also technically all I wanted, so... That explains why the phenomenon is taking place here. I did get the magical girl announcer. I can't complain about that. Walpurgisnacht. Yet, how is this possible when we sit not astride the bus's seats? It is not a theoretical impossibility. Certain major parts of the technology forming its engine have been shared with Hohenheim. It is within the realm of possibility that the engine's influence may be transferred there as well. However, the means by which it has affected this vehicle has to be studied. It seems to comprehend our absence and the subsequent separation from the bus. Could it, mayhap, be reacting to the presence of a golden bough? At this moment, Mephistopheles is currently boarded by Virgilius, Charon, and various other members of LCCB, including Pilot. Therefore... I do love how Faust... yeah, she got a hate on the competition. If they have traveled far, your conjecture may be true. Or there exists a flow that ensures our encounter with the Walpurgisnacht regardless of the environment surrounding us. Perhaps. Faust talked to herself, staring pensively into the distance before turning towards us again with mild resignation. Lead the way, Dante. If it has found us, then it must rightly be observed. Ah, I knew it. It's the former L-Corp's turn. Huh? What do you mean, knew it? I saw it on Twitter. Heathcliff opened up a betting poll about where our next Walpurgisnight's location was going to be. A betting pool? A betting pool? Alright. What I say, pay up, you gits. Ah, you told me it was just about the time to bet exchanged. No way, but it was just the right time to bet against the odds. By the looks of it, she will be the Mao Faust of Rodion IDs. I can see it. By the looks of it, the bet seemed to have been about whether this Walpurgisnacht would take us to the library or the Lobotomy Corp headquarters. Hey, something about this place seems a bit different from the other former L-Corp hallways we've seen in the past. Didst thou sense it as well, Manager Squire? Oh, 'tis familiar yet unfamiliar indeed. A stage for a play, almost. Seems it's gotten wider, too. It's still the same long and narrow hallway, but it's slightly wider. While it is unknown as to how many days have passed in these headquarters. Prithee, repeat what you have said. No, this subject can be discussed later, when its veracity becomes clearer. Sharing the current circumstances of this place, we find ourselves at the Lobotomy Corp headquarters of a certain day, Subtly, one day, at its central command, to be exact. The very center of the middle layer. Then the ones we visited so far must have been in the upper layer. Correct. It is said that the departments of Lobotomy Corporation's headquarters were progressively unlocked with the passage of time. According to the reports, when the headquarters crumbled and fired that skyward light, it was... Indeed, it appears that with every visit, we find ourselves at a further point in time here, as soon as the current day can be pinpointed. She's N Corp Sinclair, but better in every way. I believe you. We might even be able to experience that day. Well, I think you would die. Perhaps, then. Beep, beep, beep.
Well, that didn't take long. We're here to take care of some ordeal or something again, aren't we?
Why is my Faust voice so nerdy? Because she is a nerd. Does that answer your question?
Manager.
I'm not complaining. We've kind of been loafing around and doing nothing while Josh Yishu left for that grand conference to decide the future of Dagwanyan or something. But we have so little time. I must prepare a more intense training regimen to make up for lost time. Whichever it is. It'll be F-U-N. What's everyone waffling on about? That's not my Tiferet voice. What the fuck happened? That was not my Tiferet voice. What the fuck? What's everyone waffling on about? That was not Tiferet. Okay, hold on. What's everyone waffling on about? You the Sephira. It's an angry one this time. Yeah! What did you expect from other voice speaking through the central command PA system other than Tiferet? Tiferet, the employees are confused. Please explain the situation to them. Huh? There's two of them? Yes. Yes, I'm also Tiferet. The central command, unlike other departments, boasts a rather significant size. It is large enough to be managed in two areas, A and B. It is said that this is why they have two separate Sephiroth managing this department. Yeah, and it's a lot, even between the two of us, which is why it's up to you to be more thorough.
Yeah, bring on the ordeal already. What are we destroying this time?
Like I said, what are you all waffling on about? There's been an abnormality containment breach. The whole company's about to go belly up because everyone else is off trying to suppress the mess on the other side. Then the alarm that was blaring all throughout the company suddenly went quiet. Oh no, the second warning. Great. Look what you did, you bunch of slackers. Get to our headquarters now. Deal with the blue entity.
The blue one.
Hi.
저건 좀 복잡하네. 솔직하게 말할게. 나한테는 좀 어려워.
I'll
이건
understand if you
너희가
can't
해결
handle it.
못해도
The Night of
이해할게.
Despair. Okay, I'm gonna read that at some point. No, I'm gonna read it now. Recording the information gained from an encounter with the entity. Previous experiences with Walpurgisnacht, particularly in the cases in which Lobotomy Corporation headquarters was the destination, have been battles against entities known as ordeals. However, the scenario in which its participants are to be placed in a containment breach situation provides an opportunity to encounter an abnormality contained within the headquarters. Is that the Roaring Night? I don't think so. As such, this record will, while reflecting as much of the information that was... I will lower the volume a little bit. Hold on. As such, this record will, while reflecting as much on the information that was contemporaneously available with the abnormalities containment, explore the contrast with the risk level assignment system devised by LCE. Okay. According to extracted information, this entity was labeled the Knight of Despair, a humanoid, sapient, and sentient entity. A notable aspect of this abnormality is that it possesses a particularly direct connection to other abnormalities, each of which will be briefly touched upon later in this report. And it seems that this group of abnormalities all call themselves magical girls. At this moment, it is difficult to access information that holds answers to questions such as what does this magical girls terminology refer to, or have they once truly existed? However, encountering all of these entities and extracting information from them should prove to be an avenue from which one might learn more about the lesser-known parts of the city's truths. According to available records, the headquarters once managed 00104, the Queen of Hatred, the King of Greed, in addition to the entity in question, the Knight of Despair. All magical girls were categorized into the risk level WAV, and it seems that LC has labeled the Knight of Despair a WAV 04 entity. You were more hyped for Knight of Despair? Me too. But I do really love Queen of Hatred. She's my girl. Referring to records of its management procedures, the conditions for a containment breach incident with this abnormality are rather specific, which means that it does not occur often. Therefore, it is possible to understand how some might come to conclude that it does not actually pose any particularly high level of danger. However, significant casualties are expected once it does escape. It can be rather confidently said that from the available information, this entity should be ranked at least WAV 05 or WAV 06. However, it appears that the availability of the suppression method, which has already been made available in written form, has influenced LCE's designation. Hello? A predictable conclusion drawn by the minds of those who do not face these dangers in the field. It seems that all information that can be garnered and enumerated prior to the actual encounter has been recorded, concluding the report. This report seems particularly personal. I've been thinking, does it seem to be an advisor? Seems to be a lot more invested when it comes to LCE related things. See, she also thinks the new risk level system sucks, just like I do. I've been thinking, does it seem to you guys that, yeah, this is patently untrue, a clear misunderstanding. Misunderstanding my foot. Remember when we stopped by for that regular checkup? You guys all saw her bickering back and forth with Poe9, right? Yeah, okay, whatever. Knight of Despair. Take less damage from burn, bleed, tremor, rupture, and sinking. If this unit hits with a cracked coin, it does not activate the target sinking effect. Cool. Cold Black Tears. Clash power down. Lose SP if the target is hit. Does not activate when hit by a cracked coin. You watch nothing there, be like a Teth. No, yeah, I mean, the aberration is, which is funny. Lots of sinking, no surprise. Press win rate. See what happens. I'll be the judge of that. Whether that fight sucks or not. Oh, she staggers very quickly. She's very pretty though. Win. Very cool. Okay, close your eyes.
정력의
빅테리트. 당연한 걸 한 것 가지고 굳이 칭찬할 필요 없어.
I don't feel like this is gonna be very difficult. Hello, I saw you there. I saw you there. Tis, this one's kind of elaborate, huh? Her floating swords are so hard to make. It's got such a long reach and it's so thin that I can hardly see words. As if to prove Sinclair's words, the Azure abnormality fired another volley of thrusting swords in our direction. Just as we braced. Hey-ya! Rays of pink light coalesced before Sinclair, materializing before someone rushed onto the scene and parried away the flying swords. Her again, leaping right into the action the moment the second warning goes off. Your Sorry I'm late. Here comes Magical Girl.
사랑과 정의의 이름으로 지금 이곳에 등장.
Here comes Magical Girl.
평소보다 의욕적이야.
Swords.
이런 분위기는 흔치 않아서.
Is she doing her thing now?
쓸데없이 흥분한 걸 수도 있지. 뭐 나쁜 건 아니기도 하고.
Turn start. If none of the swords on the field have helpless tears apply, is this just Runa? Except that she doesn't become untargetable. I will assume yes. This is just Runa. Probably. Oh, hello, Queenie. What are you doing here? What are you doing here, you silly goose? With love. Looks like I'll have to use this power. Amazing. What use am I? Nothing. Alright, well, yeah, this is probably just gonna be... How do I get her to do her thing? How do I get her to be negative coin?
이야기할까? 지금은 기분이 좀 그렇네.
I forgot. Is it the skill 3?
나중에 이야기할까? 지금은 기분이 좀 그렇네.
Defense once. Alright. That's usually what you have to do.
어두운 무지를 열어줬지.
It's a clashable guard, she'll be fine. I very specifically chose that skill because I thought it would be funny. Okay, you suck, Hongler. I'm gonna kill you, actually. Magical girl! True. See? 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 What were you worried about? What were you even worried about?
중앙 본부에서 전파할게. 지금부터 제압임으로 시작할 거야. 언제나 하는 일이지만 항상 꼼꼼하게
So you've been
하라고.
consumed too, senpai.
알 거라고 믿어.
Chanting Arcana. Okay. Well, you can kill the sword. That's probably fine, whatever. I do really kind of want you to get that off. Negative coin. Wait, you're not negative coin yet? Oh well. Horse time. Oh, hello. Okay, she's chanting now.
정확하게.
It's a very cool, very, very cool animation so far.
잠든 그대를 기릴 테니.
Okay, it does just become you can't hit it anymore. Okay, I should have figured. Technically. Oh well. I feel like you break through that shield pretty easily with Rupture.
차라리 아무것도
Sick. No damage. I assume so. You can 3-turn most things with Rupture. Okay, she's stabbing herself. We know this.
운명 속에 사무친 그대의 이름을 걸고 나 여기서 시스템 맹세한다.
Okay, she's charging.
한 고비를 넘긴 것 같아.
She's charging.
믿었던 대로 널 잘해주고 있어. 방금 칭찬 들었지?
두라하리야.
그거는 필요 없다고 생각해. 아직 끝난 것도 아니니까.
She copied Don's whole flow. You don't even know. Okay, hold on. This is where we guard. That'll do less damage. Heal. I like having to do things in the abnormality fight. I like having to interact with gimmicks. It brings me quite a bit of joy, actually. Of course it's left at 2 HP. Okay, cringe. Okay, well it doesn't matter, it was just to get 3 insight. That's fine. Oh right, you're killing it. No, you're not, because of course you're not. Good job, Heathcliff. Okay, now she's getting...
증오스러운 존재들에게 나와 그대의 힘을 합쳐 위대한 사랑의 힘을 보여줄 것을.
Indeed.
너희는 잘해낼
Indeed.
거야.
Indeed.
언제나 그랬듯이.
Arcana slave!
언제나 그랬듯이.
You could fail too, like you always do. That's a classic. That's a classic. We know that line. Okay, just attack it unopposed. Who even cares? It's gonna die.
목을 내놓고 있도록.
I'm sure if you run this more smoothly than I'm doing, I'm just kind of doing whatever. This doesn't seem too hard at this point. Good. That's a lot of damage. Jesus Christ.
피해량인 것 같다.
Bye, Queenie. I'll see you later.
뭐야 이 수치는.
Okay, she's doing Arcana Slave.
제압 개체에 한 번에 입힌 피해량이야.
Arcana Slave!
왜 부서 팀장을 안 달아줬지?
Okay. I used too much power. What does she even do? Just a bit of attack weight. Oh, you healed up to full. I forgot that's what you do. Okay, well they're all attacking each other, so I can just do this. There she goes. That's it. That was it? Oh, well, she does do, like, a billion damage. Ouchie, ouch. Kill her. Kill her. I'm sure it would have done more damage, but we can kill her now.
이대로면 큰 손실이 일어나기 전에
Perish.
안정화될 거야. 걱정할 필요가 없는 건 좋네. 잘했어.
How cathartic.
지킬 게 많거든.
이제야
Suppression
회사가
complete.
정상으로 돌아갔네. 이번 제압은 끝이야. 너희들도 고생 많았어. 티페리트, 너도.
Sing the song of our hometown.
언젠가 우리도
You're just saying
우리
shit.
끝날 때가 오면 좋겠네. 그때가 되면 휴식을 기다리며
Alright.
고향의 노래를 부르고 있겠지.
Yeah. Got it. Puff, puff.
I feel so bad, but she won't be a threat to you now.
Art thou verily a veritable magical maiden?
Of course I am. I am a magical girl fighting to vanquish these evil arcana.
That this magic in the legendary coincides exists for truth, and thy most fashionable costume must be forsooth to gather the magical powers.
Don Quixote, calm yourself. Where are you guys going?
Faust somehow managed to precisely snatch Don Quixote's widely flapping arms mid-motion and dragged her away from the magical girl and back to our group. Wherefore didst thou drag me from this consultation of great significance? I have mountains of questions to ask her.
That thing is no magical girl. And that's an abnormality, so we shouldn't actually interact with it.
Fuck you, Faust. Can you actually die and be buried in a ditch whenever we're talking to an abnormality? Because I actually want to fucking talk with an abnormality for once. Whatever. What is thy conspiratorially low voice in this hole?
Oh, 0104 risk level WAB. It is a veritable abnormality dubbed the Queen of Hatred for recording purposes.
Fie! That maiden there is an abnormality, yet she speaketh in appearance just like a human. I don't know what kind of humans you're looking at, but... And to label someone whose sheer appearance exudes justice Queen of Hatred? I believe that it has been impressed upon you many times in the past that abnormalities should not be judged by their exteriors.
Indeed, they possess the sense of self, they think and they feel. Perhaps by the head standards, they may meet the criteria of what is considered a human. However, that is an abnormality. No.
Can you shut the fuck up? I'm genuinely getting pissed off now. We finally had the chance to talk to an abnormality, and Faust is being a fucking Debbie Downer. Oh well. We slowly turned around to look at the blue-haired thing, compelled by Faust's stern voice. But it was just there, humming a light tune, swinging that staff around. Oh, the lights.
Wonderful! Looks like I managed to protect the peace once again.
And when the red lights turned off and the alarm stopped blaring in our ears, it puffed away with the same pink swirl of light she first appeared with.
Phew. This is annoying. Why did that abnormality have to be contained at our department?
It couldn't be helped, Tifrith. Not even the manager knows which abnormality will appear at the headquarters.
Yeah, that's true. But she just gets on my nerves, you know. Always showing up at the tail end of a huge mess like this second warning. Barely doing anything to help. Leaving the scene like she did something. Did you know how she completely loses it unless we baby her all the time, right?
Tifrith, the mic is still on.
Yes, so, let them listen. The employees have to know that this...
Bzz. Abnormality is still an abnormality at the end of the day, I guess. Her management appears to be quite the source of stress, it seems. Yet odd is odd here. The maiden hath assisted us dearly in battle. Did she not? To suggest that she is hardly of any help is preposterous.
Please review this document. It is a consolidation of management reports for the abnormality from the former L Corp. Fortunately, it seems that an extended period of management experience has left quite a detailed report behind.
Hup. Oh, damn. She wasn't kidding about having to baby this one, huh? The sinner's expressions all start to turn rather sour the further they read along the report. I skimmed through it, and looks like she's got this compulsive obsession that she always has to be on the side of justice. She grows more and more hysterical the longer a peaceful period lasts. What is her problem?
Got anything to say to that, oh great scholar of fixes?
Indeed, 'tis quite different from what I had anticipated. As fortune should have it, we did not encounter the mutated form of the Queen of Hatred today. However, as they also possess such a thing as psychological stability or sanity, it seems that employees assigned to this abnormality had the responsibility to keep it at higher levels at all times. It cannot have been easy to put up with humoring a monster in human skin. Okay, Otis. Calm down. No need to get like that right now. I know you're looking at Dawn. You're throwing Dawn those glances right now, but at least humoring them is the extent of their required effort at this point. You are implying that the management of abnormalities entails something far more complicated than simply calibrating their sanity at a reasonable level. Yes, that is correct. It seems that this headquarters is yet to extract a larger quantity of abnormalities. A moment, if you will, to say that they extract. Yisang furrowed his brows and started noticing a strangeness in her choice of words, but a Yisangness, if you will. We already found ourselves returned to the mess of machinery that was LCE's vehicle. It seems that this is where this scenario ends. Dante, as there may be further information that can be garnered from this experience, repeated visits to this Walpurgisnacht is also recommended. Okay, got it. Yisang approached Faust to continue his earlier question, but Faust only shook her head in response, as if to say that she wasn't certain, or that she couldn't tell him just yet. To me, someone who doesn't even know what's going on with the company they're working for, all these stories from the former L Corp and the library are filled with nothing but confusing mysteries. But something about it makes me feel as though everything that happened in those two places are at once foundations and clues to what we are going through. Maybe I can even use these moments to understand the stories I've forgotten, the purpose of this company I work for. So, well, who's up for a second run? Let's, like Faust, focus on looking for those clues left behind. Well, I am glad that Queen of Hatred got to be in the story, and that an abnormality actually had speaking lines again, for the first time since... You must... Yeah, for the first time since Beat Hurtley. Did you know that the last time an abnormality had a speaking line, it was Beat Hurtley? Isn't that insane? Yeah, well, that was not in story. That's different. But I do agree with you. Use Arcana Slave to... Yeah, cool. I'll do these off camera, but we'll do hard mode right now. Let's see. Let's see. Don Quixote. There we go.
복제팀의 협조가
관리인
사냥감을 찾은 거.
열쇠가 필요하신가요?
Let's go.
진리를 열기 위해.
Wave 1.
저건 좀 복잡하네.
Do that.
솔직하게 말할게.
겁나.
나한테는 좀 어려워.
내게
이건
받쳐주지.
너희가 해결 못해도 이해할게.
여기가 엽석이군.
Necessarily I didn't lie, I just changed my mind. Okay, she sucks actually. I was like, why would I spend resources on an ID I will never use when Walpurgis is coming up? That seems kind of stupid. Yeah, I did place him like that on purpose. Hello! Hello! That makes me happy.
다들 평소보다 의욕적이야. 이런 분위기
Why is she attacking Dawn?
설레이네.
Oh,
쓸데없이 흥분한 걸
because they are
수도
evil
있지.
now, technically.
뭐, 나쁜 건 아니기도 하고.
나아가주게.
Well, this is good because we're getting Dawn's SP down. We want that technically. Oh, she heals allies. Cool. That's like what she does in Lobotomy Corporation. Arcana beats. You know it.
잘 됐네. 이제 제압 작업을 하기 더 수월해지겠어.
You've been consumed, senpai.
바보 같은 짓은 하지 않겠지?
Something like that, maybe. You'll be fine.
어두운
Yeah, Arknights isn't in 2 months, isn't it? That's gonna be difficult for me now,
이미 관찰 기록에 있는 유형들이
but I'm sure I can build my stack back up.
관찰 기록을 잘 읽은 것 같네. 훌륭했어.
I don't have any resources left, and I still gotta get Dawn. I mean, honestly, Dawn is not that huge of a priority for me. So I might just not get her. And then just shard her whenever the next Walpurgisnacht comes along. Because I don't really need her for anything. Rodion I can slot very easily into the sinking team. Okay, well, you tell me what I would possibly... which team comp I could possibly need this Dawn for. And then I might consider it. Oops.
여기서 쓰러진다면
온순한 상태도
That's a bit unfortunate, isn't it?
않아 보여. 얼른 신경 써준다면
Oops.
다시 좋아질 수 있을 거야.
Yeah, good for charge and envy res. Okay, well you're gonna have to die. I'm sorry. I wasn't real. I'm not really paying attention to anything that's happening right now.
사랑보다도 푸른 달, 사랑보다 붉은 달.
어두운 무지를 열어줬지요.
묻혀 잠들어.
Goodbye. Slightly unfortunate.
직원이 거의 단독 상태가 됐다고. 큰 사태로 번지기 전에 얼른 수습하는 게 좋겠어.
I mean, I'm sure she's fun. I just don't really feel like I need to spend more resources on this.
그대의 이름을 걸고 나 여기서
That's all.
맹세한다.
I already spent everything I had, and I don't feel like I don't think I'm gonna buy any resources.
내가 한눈판 사이에 게으름이라도 피운 거지.
That seems a little silly
세 번째 경보가 울릴지도 모르겠어. 돌이키긴.
if I would do that.
널 믿은 내가 멍청한 거지. 티페르티의 말은 신경 쓰지 마.
Tipirite.
지하로 도망쳐. 응, 그래야 해.
Tipirite. Go. I'm not going to do this with the worst team. I would rather die. I'm not that content-pilled that I would do that. This is hard mode. Indeed. But I'm not really paying attention much. As you can see. Yeah, I think we're dead. Oh well. We're just gonna do that again.
차라리 내가 친구들 지휘해야 했어. 모두 전멸했잖아. 슬퍼하지 마. 다음에는 좋은 일이 생길 거야.
Does Queen Dawn even inflict any rupture count at all?
난 그 무엇도 제대로 해내질 못해.
Let's just do this. I feel like she kind of works for Envy, right? She has an Envy skill too. That's the same as Princess of La Manche Land. But then again, if I can run an Envy team without actually having to use Princess of La Manche Land, that would be kind of nice.
밧줄 단단히 묶어라.
Kinda, I think.
H사
밧줄
제가 파질 상대가 제가
밧줄 단단히 투입.
120번 홍로.
준비는 완료했습니다. 출발하.
여기는 순록. 선멸 지역 진입했어요.
Envy team.
아, 저건 좀 복잡하네.
I love Envy.
솔직하게 말할게.
Even though this is a pretty bad matchup for them.
이건 너희가 해결 못해도
They'll cook. Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Welfare middle little sister. Okay, not a single heads. Alright, buddy. Let me see some right now, though. There we go. That's a bit better. It would have been cool if she healed a little bit. But I guess she doesn't. Magical girl! Here comes a magical girl!
다들 평소보다 의욕적이야. 이런 분위기는 흔치 않아서 설레이네. 쓸데없이 흥분한 걸 수도 있지. 뭐,
Okay, we don't need to break. We don't need to pull out the big guns. We don't need to pull out the big guns here. Save that for later. Save that for later. Go for it. The ego is pricey. How much does it cost actually? What's the resource cost on it?
제압 개체에게 맞는 정상적인 분위기야. 잘했어. 티페리트. 당연한 걸 한 것 가지고 칭찬할 필요 없어. 실력 최대치.
Cool. With love.
잘 됐네. 이제 제압 작업을 하기 더
Alright, here we go.
수월해지겠어.
Envy time.
지금 바보 같은 짓은 하지 않겠지?
How much are you gonna take from this? Not much. Go for it. Oh my god. I hate you. I hate you, Heathcliff. I should have been paying attention to that, but whatever. Alright, no, none of that yet then. Favored. Favored. Neutral. Oof. Oof. That's gonna hurt. Unless you take it. Yeah, that'll do. It doesn't do that much damage, actually. That's fine. I got magical... I got Queen of Hatred, Announcer, and Knight of Despair, Rodion, so technically I got what I wanted, but then I just kept pulling and then, you know, got nothing. It happens to the best of us. Sometimes you just need a Tiferet, man. Who doesn't love a Tiferet? Cringe.
중앙 본부에서 전파할
Okay.
지금부터 제압 임무를 시작할 거야. 언제나 하는 일이지만
We can get some counters going here.
최선을 다할 거라고 믿어.
Oops, that's gonna hurt. You can take that though. Okay. There we go.
사랑보다도 푸른 자야. 사랑보다 붉은 자야.
Good job, Merceau. I love you. I love Merceau. Vengeance Mark. I'm for the Arknights collab, since it's a true limited collab, I gotta be honest, I'm probably just gonna bring out the wallet. I gotta be real. Oh, you used the counter on the wrong person. I'm stupid.
운명 속에 파묻힌 그대의 이름을 걸고 나 여기서 빛을 맹세한다.
Yeah, this is pretty difficult, huh? The hard mode isn't the easiest.
지금부터 제압 임무를
Arknight's
시작할
egos
거야.
are probably going to be unchartable, and you're never going to be able to get them again when the banner is over. That's the plan. Faust's not doing too hot. the goat electric screaming. I believe. You know what? It's a collab ego. I think they're gonna make them super broken. Like, I appreciate the mindset, but I think they're gonna make them pretty broken.
어렵지 않지? 이미 관찰 기록이 있는 유형대로만 공격하면 되잖아. 관찰 기록을 잘 읽은 것 같네. 훌륭했어.
There is no doubt in my mind that they're going to be broken.
전부 찢어버리겠네.
Oh, come on. Well, Faust is the goat. No surprise. Kill. Jesus Christ.
제압 효과가 굉장히 좋았어. 기록적인 피해량인 것 같다. 우리 앞을 막는 증오스러운 존재들에게 나와 그대의 힘을 합쳐 위대한
5 HP, yeah, you know. We clutch these, we clutch these.
수치는 아까 어떤
This is what we do.
제압 개체에 한 번에 입힌 피해량이야. 잠깐. 진짜?
Let me see some lust. Let me see some lust resonance, eh? That's not lust. Okay, they're attacking each other, so that's fine. Not enough lust. I'm not seeing it. There we go. I think if they're OP, they aliened a lot of newer players that didn't get them. Like, no one is starting a game where they can never get the strongest stuff. I think they're gonna make them okay. Well, you say that. But gacha, this is a gacha game. This is a gacha game. And they do that with collabs. Or limited events and stuff. That is what they do. They make the limited stuff really strong so people pay to get it.
그대에게 보이는 이 전기 불꽃은 무슨 색을 띠고 있는가?
I do not doubt that they will do that this time around too. I would be very surprised if they didn't.
내가 모두를
Oh no, Queenie is dead.
뭐야 이 수치는? 아까 어떤 직원이 제압 개체에 한 번에 입힌 피해량이야. 잠깐.
No more charging for you.
팀장을 안 달아줬지?
Okay, well you're gonna die. So that's fine. Why are you so fast? Let me just... Queenie is dead. I let her die. Because I don't like her. Let me just make sure that it dies.
보자 너. 가까워진 것.
Payback with interest. Here we go. Damage. I think we'll be able to kill her even without Queenie's help. It'll be fine. Payback with compounded interest. Let's go. Let's hit it big time. Well, I say that, but we don't really have the big time moves right now. We don't really have the big time moves right now, whatever. Oh my god! Holy shit! 323 damage. Okay. Okay, buddy. Oh, we got a second observation. Hold on. Hold on now. Regarding the information gained from encountering the entity in battle, this report will cover the peculiarities that have been observed in our encounter. The entity primarily carries out projectile attacks utilizing numerous pointed blades with levitational qualities. There does not appear to be any limit to how many swords can be summoned at once. As long as the abnormality maintains the will to engage in battle, it can summon as many as it wishes to. Another aspect of a note that it possesses special versions of the floating summoned swords, distinguished from the others by their size, and they seem to be the key to suppressing this abnormality. It has been discovered that by challenging those swords, the abnormality's powerful defensive abilities could be worn down. This is a pattern that has not been recorded from the headquarters in the past. It seems that Lobotomy Corporation at this particular period in time focused more on preventing the abnormalities from escaping to begin with, instead of devising ways to suppress them once they have breached containment. Until today, this information has not come to light, as our primary enemies in previous Walpurgisnights have been ordeals. However, if we are to encounter more of these scenarios in which we visit the headquarters to suppress escaped abnormalities, a careful approach, not dissimilar from the one we will employ in encounters with new abnormalities, must be engaged, as LC has overlooked such particularities and has gone through a seemingly improvisational methodology to label this abnormality-specific risk level. A request for reconsideration of their judgment-making process must be made in the near future. We also intend to report our observation of the unexpectedly allied abnormality, the Queen of Hatred. However, it is uncertain whether any more meaningful information can be gathered from this scenario. Nonetheless, a close level of observation will be maintained on the entity. Concluding report. I have also perused the past records, yet it appears that a great majority of those records explore the abnormality's emotional states. Looks like the abnormality used to bestow this thing they called a blessing to an employee of its choice. The blessed employee's death or insanity seemed to be what caught. I'm just gonna say this right now. I don't play these games for gameplay. If you're yawning through the lore, then I don't know how you're keeping up with the gameplay. I gotta be completely real with you. But I care a lot about abnormalities. This is all I care about. Looks like the abnormality used to be something dead obvious in it. So, you know, the Miss Magical Girl, sorry, abnormality made me think, what if this group of abnormalities were actually trying to help this employee? You know, you sound like someone hypnotized by mermaids. Abnormalities are abnormalities. They might look like they're being helpful for a bit, but at the end of the day, they're just dangerous monsters. It may employ an unknown power to empower the sway of emotions. Were the rational minds of the archivists who created these records put to sleep in favor of the purely emotional, then one may surmise that they were already corroded in part. Cool. I love lore. Yeah. Good. Kill them. Kill her.
이제 가진 것은 이 전기밖에 없는데 이것까지
Payback with interest. Huge.
가슴 가장 깊은 곳까지 박히도록.
Good job. I think she's gonna stagger. Nope. I think she's gonna stagger with the counter. Goodbye, Faust. Yep. Alright, we won.
상층보다도 크게 불리는 애. 좀더 신경 썼더라면 이런 일은 벌어지지 않았을 거야. 이런 장면을 볼 때마다 너무 안타까워.
Oh, she didn't stagger. Oops. Oh well, we've still won, so it doesn't matter, but that's funny. Weighty bash.
제압이 잘 진행되고 있어. 이대로면 큰 손실이 일어나기 전에
Kill her.
안정화될 거야. 걱정할 필요가 없는 건 좋네.
좋아.
She's dead.
상고에서 삭제.
이제야 회사가 정상으로 돌아갔네. 이번
Well, wasn't that
제압은 끝이야.
nice?
너희들도 고생 많았어. 티페리트.
결국 대갚아냈지만
Yummy, yummy damage. I love Middle Sinclair so much.
먹은 사람인데
I love Middle Sinclair so much.
반드시 되갚아줄게.
I probably didn't clear a lot of missions this time around. I'm gonna assume. We got a pull? Nope. We do not got a pull. Wow, that's a lot of thread crates. That's a lot of thread. Alright. Well, that was very fun. I'm definitely not doing a mirror dungeon because I would rather die than do a mirror dungeon anymore. I don't want to do mirror dungeons anymore. I'm probably never gonna touch this game again. Not for a while at least. I'm very tired. I'm a little burnt out from Limbus Company, I think. This was kind of the last big thing I wanted to do before taking a break for a while. Might just go back to Lobotomy Corporation, honestly. I don't know how many people would actually watch Lobotomy Corporation content now, though. But I suppose it depends. Loblock 2 coming soon. You know what I'm saying? Alright. How many friends? Too many friends. Decline them all. Decline them all. I hate you all. Well. Thank you for Mirror Dungeon Second Monitor Gaming. No problem. Yeah, you should be somewhere in there. Yeah, LobCorp is like the one thing I could see myself doing more of right now. I think I really wanted to do a modded LobCorp stream because I really want to showcase like Lobotomy Corporation mods. I don't feel like there are a lot of people doing that. There are, but they don't really get a lot of traction, and they usually just use the more well-known mods. I kind of want to use, you know, I want to use the lesser-known mods because obviously I don't know if you guys know this, but I am very much in the modding scene of Lobotomy Corporation. Not recently because, well, 4 months of my life have been taken up by Refraction Railway, but I am planning to get back into modding again. So I do really like to showcase what the community has created. And stuff like that. And be warned, I will be reading lore, because people write lore for these things, and they really do put a lot of effort into them, and I would like to showcase that as well. Because that's an aspect I definitely think a lot of people do not focus on. But either way, thank you for coming to view my incredible Walpurgis luck, with the first pull getting Knight of Despair Rodion, and then getting absolutely nothing after that, except for my goat, my goat, my goat. This is my lineup. It's Magical Girl, Ricardo, and Gregor. I don't need anyone else. These are my lineup of commentators. They're the only ones I will be able to stand listening to, I think. But that was fun. Okay, hold on. Last thing, though. Oh my god. She has a laundry line. She has a laundry line. Now we're talking. Nope. Show me Rodion. Where are you? There you are. Cool. What fits here? Maybe that? I think a line 4. Line 4! Yeah. Yeah. Line 4. Very good. Dante, do your laundry, Dante. Alright. Well, thanks for watching. Next stream will probably not be for a while, or any content will probably not be for a while, because I'm taking a long break. But whenever I do come back, it will probably be Lobotomy Corporation. Because I love Lobotomy Corporation. It is my favorite game of all time. Genuinely. And that makes me sound like a psychopath, but it's true. But thank you for watching. Have a good day. Have a good night, wherever you are, and if you haven't done your Walpurgis pulls yet, then I wish you good luck. And also, look at this art. Look at this art and go follow the person who made this art, because they are amazing. They are amazing. This is my avatar now. I have an avatar. I'm like a VTuber. I'm like a real Project Moon YouTuber now. Go follow Crow. Go follow Crow right now. That's the main thing you should do. All right. Be seeing you guys around. Have a good one.